Was it tough for you to date again?
It's definitely tough dating in your 30s. I never really been a dating person. I've always been in long relationships since I was like 21.
With Stefan, how has he inspired you?
I will never complain about my job because he has to do two different things. Not only do you have to study, you also have to get physical. And you have to be in bed at a certain time. You're literally in the military. I work hard, but you like really work hard. I don't really have a sleep schedule. I don't even like to map out my day.
Stefan Diggs lost more than just the Super Bowl. So he allegedly lost his woman, Cardi B. Now, y'all, we had just talked about how happy Cardi was that they were going to the Super Bowl.
This was so packed and jumping, but you know what? Us Taz fans, we stuck together and we stuck it out and we won. We all we got, we all we need. Like Mr. Diggs said, L.
But when the Super Bowl actually came, Cardi didn't have much to say anymore. So a reporter asked her if she had any advice, but she kept it surprisingly short.
Message for Stefan before the game. One inspired message from him.
Good luck.
She said, Cardi said good luck and walked away. Good luck. Is that some kind of sick foreplay that only Cardi and Stefan would understand? I'm like, what happened? What happened to, like Mr. Diggs say, we all we got, we all we need. Ow. What, like, where? It's only been 3 business days, y'all. Oh my gosh. Well, I would be like that too because Stefan's other baby mama was also at the Super Bowl. She was also there. And then fans noticed the ultimate sign of a breakup. They unfollowed each other on Instagram. Okay, all right? And so I'm like, you know what? Of course you didn't win the Super Bowl. You got too many women and babies in the same place. Good grief, Stefan. You are over here in the Super Bowl. You're supposed to be studying defensive plays, and you over here making sure one woman is on the opposite side of the field from the other. Here you got your coach. The coach is drawing up the football plays. You drawing up visitation schedules. What are you doing? For me, I don't understand. Why would Stefan invite 2 of his baby mamas to the Super Bowl? And this is what I gotta say. I may not have understood a lot of Bad Bunny's lyrics, but I understood that more than what I understood going on with Stefan and all of that. Oh my gosh. You cannot double book women unless you also double book the exit route. And Cardi, one thing about Cardi B, she does not strike me as the quiet exit type. So Stefan, what I think is you gonna come home to a closet full of cut up clothes. So I don't know, but I still say we need at least one mystery solved. So before y'all actually officially break up, can you tell me what is the name of y'all baby? What's the baby's name?
I could literally do a song, right? I would literally do a song. No, the song isn't that. I would take like a week or 2 weeks to just finish the song because I hate my accent so much now. Now that I hear it, I haven't even in 3 weeks.
You haven't been in 3 weeks? Why?
No, because my is in Boston and I'm here working.
Pregnancy makes you probably want to more, right?
Yeah, but this is crunch time. In Boston, you're a Patriot.
He's playing.
Hell yeah, we're not playing. Now he's really locked in. Like, he's in his season right now.
How you dealing with it?
We just talk to each other every day, and it's like he just came out of a ACL injury. He got something to prove.
You're gonna be at the games.
I'm gonna go to a couple of games, but like, I get too anxious. I might be like, I might get bad.
Okay, this situation got messy fast. Cardi B just announced her brand new hair care line called Grow Good. And instead of excitement, she walked straight into a storm of backlash. People weren't holding back. The moment the announcement dropped, social media lit up with one question. Why is she making products for black hair? And just like that, the conversation turned into something way bigger than hair. Because for a lot of people, this wasn't just about products. It was about identity, and who gets to claim certain struggles. But here's where things get interesting, because the version of Cardi B that people think they know might not be the full story. It didn't take long before the criticism started piling up. Some people felt like Cardi B was stepping into a space that wasn't hers, and others accused her of trying to profit off a community she doesn't fully represent. And online, yeah, it got brutal. Comments, videos, think pieces, everyone had something to say. And the tone, not friendly. People were dragging her, questioning her background, and even mocking the idea that she could relate to their experiences. But the thing is, most of those opinions were built on assumptions, because a lot of people see Cardi B as just Latina. And stop there. They don't look deeper. They don't ask questions, and they definitely don't understand where she actually comes from. But that misunderstanding, that's exactly what pushed Cardi B to speak out. Because what people ignored is that Cardi B has always had the kind of hair they're talking about. We're talking about thick, coily, hard to manage texture. The kind of hair that doesn't just fall into place. The kind that takes time, effort, and a whole lot of patience. And her Dominican background, it's not one-dimensional. There's African ancestry there. There's a mix of cultures, histories, and identities that don't fit into a simple label. But online debates don't care about nuance. They care about quick judgments. And Cardi B saw all of it. Every comment, every accusation, every assumption. And eventually, she had enough, so she went live. And not just any live. This was raw, unfiltered, emotional. You could hear it in her voice right away. This wasn't just a celebrity responding to criticism. This was someone defending their life experience. She made it clear from the start, "You are not going to tell me about my own struggle." And the way she said it, you could tell this wasn't just about a product launch. This was personal, deeply personal. Because behind the fame, the success, the image, there was a story most people never heard. And once she started telling it, everything shifted. She went all the way back to her childhood. And what she described wasn't glamorous, it wasn't confident, it wasn't Cardi B the superstar, it was a little girl who felt insecure every single day because of her hair. She talked about how nothing worked, no matter how much she tried to condition it, style it, fix it. It never looked the way she wanted. And when she compared herself to others, it made things worse. Other girls had smooth, easy hair. They could throw it in a ponytail and go. But her? It was a struggle just to get it to cooperate. And that kind of frustration, especially at a young age, and it sticks with you. She described moments that hit hard. Going to school feeling embarrassed, seeing other kids with perfect hair, getting teased, even within her own circle, family members with different hair textures, making her feel like she didn't measure up. And that kind of pressure, it builds. Over time, it turns into insecurity. And that insecurity, it follows you. She even talked about trying everything. Home remedies, natural treatments, mixing random ingredients, just hoping something would work. Avocado, eggs, oils, anything she could get her hands on. Because when you feel like something about you isn't right, you start searching for anything that can fix it. But the results were never consistent. Sometimes her hair would grow, then suddenly stop. Sometimes it would look okay, then completely fall apart. Caught in that constant cycle, it wore her down, and the struggle didn't magically disappear as she got older. In fact, in some ways it got worse, because now there were expectations, pressure to look a certain way, pressure to fit into a certain image, and her hair still wasn't cooperating. She talked about how styles wouldn't last, how effort would go to waste in just hours, how frustrating it was to spend so much time just to feel like nothing worked. And eventually, she got tired of fighting with her hair, tired of trying to meet standards that didn't match her reality. So she adapted. Braids, protective styles, anything that made life easier. But even then, the frustration never fully went away. So when people today try to question her experience, it hits differently because they're not just criticizing a product. They're dismissing years of struggle, years of insecurity, years of trying to figure something out that never came easy. And that's why her response felt so intense, because to her, this isn't business, it's personal. Then she revealed something that caught a lot of people off guard. This wasn't some quick celebrity cash grab. She said the hair care line took 3 years to develop. 3 years of testing, research, trial and error, and not just random effort. She invested real time, real money, and real energy into getting it right. She even mentioned combining traditional remedies with modern techniques, trying to create something that actually works, not just something that sells. And in her mind, this product isn't for a community, it's for people like her. People who struggled, people who felt left out of the conversation, people who never found products that truly worked for them. But even with that explanation, the criticism didn't stop. If anything, it got louder. Some people doubled down, saying it still wasn't her place, still questioning her identity, still refusing to accept her perspective. And that's when things really escalated. Because now, it wasn't just about her. It became about her family, her kids. People started making comments, crossing lines. And Cardi B, she wasn't letting that slide. She defended her experience, her background, her right to tell her own story. And she made one thing very clear. This isn't a competition. It's not about who had it worse. It's about acknowledging real experiences. And that's where this whole situation gets complicated, because both sides feel like they have a point. On one side, people are protective of their space, their culture, their struggles. On the other side, you have someone saying, I lived this too. I went through this too. I understand this more than you think. And the truth? It's not as black and white as people want it to be. Identity is layered. Experiences are different. And sometimes, two things can be true at the same time. That's what makes this whole situation so complicated. Because on one side, you have people who feel protective over their culture, their identity, and the struggles they've had to go through. And for them, it's not just about hair, it's about history, representation, and finally having a space that feels like their own. So when someone steps into that space, especially someone they feel doesn't fully represent it, it can feel personal. But on the other side, you have someone saying, oh, wait a minute, I lived this too. So now the real question becomes, where do you draw the line? Who gets to create? Who gets to relate? And who really gets to decide what's authentic? Because authenticity isn't always visible on the surface. It's not always about labels or categories people try to put you in. Sometimes it's about lived experience, the things you went through when no one was watching. And Cardi B's story, whether you agree with her or not, forces people to confront that. It challenges assumptions. It makes people question what they think they know. And it brings up conversations that don't have easy answers. And maybe that's why this situation blew up the way it did. Because it was never just about hair. It's about identity, ownership, and lived experience. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think she has a valid point, or do you feel like the criticism is justified? And more importantly, would you actually support her hair care line after all of this? Or does this whole situation change how you see it? Because one thing's for sure, this conversation is far from over. And honestly, it might just be getting started. Because every time something like this happens, it opens the door to even bigger debates about culture, identity, and who really gets a voice in these spaces. And whether people agree or disagree, one thing is clear, people are paying attention. So don't be surprised if this turns into something even bigger in the coming days. But now I want to hear your thoughts. Drop your opinion in the comments. Don't hold back. Do you think she's being misunderstood? Or do you think the backlash is valid? And if you made it this far, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next story. Because you already know we're going to be covering everything as it unfolds. I'll catch you in the next one.